Hey guys, what is going on? It's your boy Fallen. Now, you might have not seen me for the past 7 months, and I am finally back in 2023. Speaking of 2023, I'm shooting that on January 10th, 2023. I hope everyone had a happy and healthy celebration, and I hope all your personal, professional, business, romantic goals that you have planned for yourself or people that are close to you do come true. But as I mentioned to you guys, I've been gone for the past 7 months, and this is a bit of an update / what you might see on this channel moving into this year. This is also going to be a one-take video because I want this to be as a video diary for myself, as much of a conversation with you guys. As you guys know, I lived in New York City area for the past 4 years of my life. And for people who might not know, I lived in New York State for over a decade of my adult life. And in May of last year, I decided to pack my bags and transition to the South Florida region. This is why some people might recognize this couch, but might not recognize that background. Now, South Florida has always held a special place in my heart. I've had several opportunities to come here over the years for personal and professional reasons, and this is why it's in the top 5 places where I would ever want to live in the United States. And I decided that the last year and going into this year is the place where I want to spend at least a period of my life in. Now, New York will always hold a very special place in my heart. There's no replacing New York City, especially. So I don't like to say it's goodbye forever. I had to do a bit of a professional and personal reset and take a break for it for at least now. And maybe after coming back to it at a certain point in the future, we'll have more adventures in it. Speaking of adventures, we've had a lot of opportunities to explore a wide variety of events in New York City and the surrounding regions, from covering tons of different trade shows, festivals, events, seeing all sorts of musicians, politicians, people from all sorts of life, and bringing you guys content to share with the world. There was trade shows, there was movie festivals, there was New Year's Eve celebration in Times Square, and so much more. But I want to bring this to you guys in South Florida. I want to bring back Sputnik Entertainment better and stronger than ever. This is why I want to announce that moving into next week, you will see at least 3 videos a week drop on this channel. Now, I rather under-promise and over-deliver versus over-promise and under-deliver. I do want to bring this channel to 7 videos a week, or at least 1 video dropping every single day. But with me kind of coming back in the creative space, I rather take it slow and steady versus say we're dropping 5 videos a week or 7 videos a week, and then 2 weeks down the road, I am gone for a period of time from burnout. This is why I rather start building this out. Speaking of projects, I also put behind my personal vlogging channel, Just Dennis. Now, I launched that in a very dark place in my life when I was going through a lot of personal things, as a conversation for myself to look back on, and also a conversation with you guys for people who might be able to relate about the things I am discussing. Now, like many daily vloggers, I went through my fair share of burnout. I went from sitting down and shooting and editing content on a big camera like the one I'm shooting on, to eventually getting my cell phone and just shooting content that way. So I just put out that daily video. And I still had fun with it, but I felt like the quality was going down. And I've seen content production transition over the past year from quantity over quality taking over in a lot of different content marketplaces. Now, I've been very opposite about that over my professional career. I've had hard drives and hard drives and hard drives of content that I put time into shooting, editing, and borderline putting out, and then I thought it was not good enough to share with the world. But over the past 7 months, it made me realize that I just miss making content. I miss picking up a camera and shooting stills. I miss sitting down and talking to you guys. I miss covering events. But I also miss the back end, which is the music business. As people might know, I got my break back in MySpace days in the music remixing scene, playing around with like software like FL Studio and dropping remixes. This is what made me fall in love with online content creation in the first place. And this is another thing I want to bring back, because at this point in time, I hold all masters to my existing music catalog, which I do want to remaster using current software and capabilities and release it along with new tracks, because I feel like any good video needs to have good audio. Good audio oftentimes goes with good video. Think back at any good movie, TV show that you enjoy, even maybe a trailer or a commercial. It's accompanied by really good audio production. And you can oftentimes close your eyes and kind of get an idea of what's happening. If you hear very intense music, there might be an action scene happening versus something slow and soft and romantic. You might be watching a love rom-com or something emotional happening on the screen without actually seeing it. Now, I know I'm getting into a lot of things I want to get back to, which should give you an idea that I just miss making content. Now, as I mentioned to you, there was lots of opportunities to share content with you guys living in New York City, because there's constantly something happening in it. But this is one of the reasons why I love South Florida. There's wide variety of events constantly ongoing here. There's major metro hubs like Miami, versus a more residential area that I currently reside in. And I want to create a mix of content and present content that might have been not possible to share in living in New York City, like content on the water or surrounding water. Create different kinds of content with people that did not live in New York City, and overall change of environment. And this is what I want to do. I want to show you guys as much of South Florida as possible between this channel and my personal vlogging channel. Now, what else? Like I said, I do also want to discuss a lot of behind the scenes business aspects of things. Now, this has been a passion project which eventually transitioned into a business for me. And I also see there has been a barrier that has been broken, because talking about money and finances has been seen taboo for the longest time, especially from people who make content online, because oftentimes people consider this to be not a real job. But people like Graham Stephan or other online content creators have been trying to break down that door and discuss it. How much money they make, how they make it, what do they spend it on. Even individuals like the most popular YouTuber, Mr. Beast, has discussed some of his finances. And I think it kind of also makes them more human, because yes, you see the crazy productions that gain multi-millions of views and create joy for millions and millions and millions of people, but it is also a business. And I also want to discuss bringing back Sputnik Entertainment in a way from ashes, from it taking a break or a back burner for the past 7 months. Now, Sputnik Entertainment has several subdivisions associated with it that I want to be discussing in the future videos for people who want to learn about either running a business, starting a business, potentially modifying their business. Now, I'm not a guru. One of the businesses I own is a liquidation business, which I want to discuss more into kind of building that, everything that kind of goes into it, and also make content out of it. Now, when I originally shot this video, I actually mentioned some of the financial goals that I want to have for myself. After some considering, I don't feel comfortable discussing the financial figures that I have in mind for it. I do have those, and I'll write them down, and when we do the reflection of this year video, I actually will reveal the numbers I had in mind, and I'll make it in a way that it's not like I try to change them last second to make them seem worse or better for the sake of a video. But I do want to hold myself accountable, and I might even make a little cell phone video after this that I might overlap at the year reflection video, because I do want to look back at the end of the year, and so we can kind of look back at some of the content and memories that we made and some of the events and productions that we got a chance to be a part of. But I also want to look at the business side of things, so we can either take things back a notch or take things forward a notch, depending on how business goes. Because one, I don't want to jinx the business. I'm come from a culture that is semi-superstitious, and especially if me putting out those numbers out into the universe, I rather keep them close to heart. Even though originally I thought I'd be like, you know what, I'll mention all the numbers from the very beginning. But I also want to be transparent about building a business, because no business is all peachy keen, especially when you're starting from a startup level and you're not just jumping in the corporate world. And even in the corporate world, there's ups and downs. It's not constant sailing. No matter how successful a company you might see, even the top companies like Apple, Tesla, Microsoft, Walmart, or any of your favorite brands, they go through ups and downs because they are operated by human beings, and to some extent human beings are imperfect, even though technology and the resources that we have nowadays have made it a lot easier to operate these businesses. I'm just excited to come out and start creating stuff and growing stuff in South Florida. Do I want to take things beyond South Florida going into this year? I would love to. But I also know that in a way I have to be very humble restarting after such a long hiatus. And especially being in the online space where if you're gone for more than 5 seconds, in a way some people might see and say, okay, who's going to take his place? And I'm nervous and I'm scared and I'm excited, because living in South Florida has come with its own ups and downs. I've got to reconnect with some of the friends I had before. I've had a chance to make new friends. I had my fair share of disappointments living out here. I had my fair share of missing New York and living in a hustling, bustling city. And I'll be reflecting about some of those anecdotes and stories I've had in South Florida in my personal vlogging channel. So if you want to see me, Dennis, not following Sputnik, please check out my personal vlogging channel. This has always been a conversation piece for me, and it's truly a passion project, because I definitely don't have a release schedule for that, because I want to focus on coming out with quality over quantity for that channel moving forward. But I'm just excited. I might not perceive like that, and I'll explain that in the future videos why I might not have the same level of energy levels. But guys, if you have any video suggestions, especially if you reside or been to South Florida, I would love to, because this has always been a conversation piece, even on the Sputnik Entertainment channel. I've always been open to suggestions of things that you want me to check out, see, cover, etc. Because without you guys, this would not exist. There's always human eyes, human eyeballs, or maybe even animal eyeballs that watch this. I'm trying to make sure that I'm covering everything, and apparently I'm losing my marbles at the same time. But truly, if there is a particular event you want us to check out in South Florida that I might not think of covering, please let us know. Especially with me starting out with myself and a few close friends that want to and colleagues that want to participate in this project. I don't have the same resources I've had in the very beginning. So there's only so much time in a day, so much research we can do about the things that we can shoot. I'll be talking about everything else in the future. Like I said, I don't want this to make this a 30 million minute long rant, but I'm excited about the future of this channel. Thank you very much for all the support you guys shown this channel while I was gone. And trust me, I've always kept up with all the views, with all the comments. And there have been periods of time when I was not putting out content, and I would log in and I would have some of the best performing weeks, because I like to think I have some of the best fans and watchers across the whole planet. But guys, I'm just excited. If you guys want to check out and stay in touch with me outside of YouTube, all my social links will be in the description of the video. There might be another video or so coming out this week, but most of the week will be prepping for next week's constant video release schedule. Like I said, I'm going to be aiming for Monday, Wednesday, Friday. There might be additional content being spurred out through the rest of the week, but I definitely want to scale it to something bigger but for personal and reasons, and also not to disappoint you guys, I'd rather take it slow and steady. If you guys have any suggestions, if you have any comments, any questions you have been, I'll be looking at the comments of this video. I try not to go too hard, guys. I know I miss you all. I miss putting out content, but I am back. And I truly believe this year will be our year. I'm excited between all the music stuff I want to do, all the photography, all the Sputnik entertainment stuff. And it's also very overwhelming sometimes because I feel like I'm going to be stretching myself too thin. But with your guys' support and your energy and your love that you've always expressed over the years, I'm sure I'm going to be able to do it. If something changes, honestly, we never know. We'll live very interesting times, as the last couple years have demonstrated to us, but we'll figure it out. We always do. But until next week, or maybe even this week, see you next time. Peace.